My name is Celine Holman. I work for Cornwall Council. I'm a project manager there, and I project manage a sustainable tourism pilot project called Experience Penzance and Marazion. So it's, let me just try to see if I can do that a minute. So this is a project that runs until 2023. It's been running for a few years now. It's co-funded by the European Regional Development Fund and Cornwall Council. It's a pilot project that seeks to promote off-season sustainable tourism. So it's a project where we're working in partnership with other councils, other DMOs across the channel. So it's an interreg project, which means we're working with partners in France, but also the UK. So we're working with Norfolk, Kent, Pas-de-Calais in France, Compiègne, and the Côte d'Armor, which is in Brittany. And each pilot region is basically investigating the same thing, which is how do we shift seasonal tourism, and how do we change perceptions so that we can attract visitors out of season. So the pilot region in Cornwall is Penzance and Marazion, and I've just put up this map here because so our primary kind of geographical area is highlighted in deep blue there. So it kind of spans along the whole of Mounts Bay and that whole coast there. But our secondary location is actually kind of the majority of West Penwith. And so, yeah, what are the aims of the project? So when we talk about sustainable tourism, it's mostly looking at out of season and kind of attracting visitors and basically echoing what Malcolm was talking about, which is to even out the kind of impact that tourism has over the year, and also provide year income to the local economy, create job opportunities that are not temporary and that are permanent. But it's also attracting local visitors as well as out of region travellers. So putting an emphasis on sustainable modes of transport, like using the train or cycling, short stays, not always kind of long stays. So, and then the whole project, Experience Penzance and Marazion, but also all the other pilot regions are very much having we've got a focus on experiential tourism. So this is a trend where visitors go to destinations not just to visit or see attractions, but actually experience the area like a local. So maybe have more in-depth kind of experiences with the local culture or the local environment. So it's very much about using the natural and cultural assets of the region. So I'm just gonna, there we go. And to do this, we need a very targeted marketing campaign. So I'm going to take you through some of the things that we're doing with the project. So we run business engagement. So we're very much providing training and networking with local businesses. But we're also
Ed Western Office.
Oh, and we're also carrying out local research. So I'll take you through that, and we're doing marketing. So I'll start with business engagement. So we're working with the local businesses, and this is not just automatically kind of your traditional tourism businesses, but it's also kind of non-profits and atypical kind of businesses. And we're creating a network of people in the region. we're offering tailored business training. And we do this through supporting local businesses to create experiential offers for autumn and winter. And we are offering free marketing opportunities. So the training, we carried out a skills audit with local businesses. We've created a business database for the region and carried out the skills audit. And this kind of flagged up the need for a lot of digital marketing training, but also training around kind of how to make businesses more cycling friendly, and also we carried out some training to do with what is an experience, how do we create an experience offer, how can existing offers be adapted or changed slightly so that they work through autumn and winter. And then one of the big ones that came out of the skills audit is that businesses actually wanted to do a lot of networking and collaborate and exchange, which has been quite a challenge because the project actually has run through kind of COVID in the last 2 years. So we're trying to do more of that now, and there's a real kind of desire for people to kind of connect and collaborate. And the other thing we offer is one-to-one, so kind of business support, and this is again to kind of develop new offers for autumn and winter. So I'm just going to give you a couple of examples of experiences that we're kind of businesses we're working with. So we're working with the Rockpool project, and this is a business that runs a Rockpool safaris already in Falmouth, and they really wanted to do the same kind of offer but in Mounts Bay. So we're working with them to kind of make connections with St Michael's Mount and get the right authorizations, but also we did a product testing session with them. And then we've got Buswagi Bay. So this is a holiday let in Marazion, and they are really keen to offer bookable kind of art activities. So taking people who might be on holiday to do sketching and exploring the natural landscape through art activities. But we've got lots of other kind of experiences, so things like foraging, tours, taking people around the hidden stories of the region. So it's really about offering kind of, I guess, it's less of, because it's autumn and winter, it's about finding experiences that give you an insight into the hidden secrets of the area. And things like stargazing. So one of the beauties of autumn and winter is we have, early evenings and access to kind of the stars. So archaeoastronomy tools and things like that. So another strand of our work is doing quite a lot of research. So we're working with one of our partners is University of Surrey. So we're working with them to carry out seasonal research. So we carry out surveys throughout spring and summer and then autumn and winter. And so we're doing a piece of comparative research over the next few years. And this is to measure the economic, environmental and social impact of tourism and of the project. And we also share our learnings. So we are creating regular reports that we share with the network of our findings. And we're doing this research to ensure the project delivers for residents and visitors alike. And I will share a few things that we've kind of found just kind of in the last few bits of research. And we carry out a resident survey in the area, and this is very much kind of in line with what Malcolm was talking about, and that there's a very mixed response in regards to tourism's perceived benefits. And whilst the majority agrees that tourism does contribute to the local economy and to job opportunities, there's a really, really strong concern that tourism is harmful to natural places, that it overwhelms local facilities, but also to the residents' well-being. And we found that 80% feel that sustainable tourism should be more encouraged in the local area. So this resident survey, as I said, it runs seasonally, and it will run till spring 2023. And then the visitor survey. So this is actually some stats we got from the last summer 2021 survey. And it was very much focusing on kind of the Southwest and Mounts Bay especially. And this information is information that we're going to be using towards kind of how we target our audience for the next season, which will be autumn winter 22-23. And these findings are quite interesting in that it's kind of given us a focus on, okay, who's coming to Mounts Bay, what is the demographic, but also interestingly that, you know, 9% are Cornish residents and 21% are in the Southwest. So actually there's, you know, there's a good proportion of people there that we could attract that might maybe more on kind of day trips or short stays. So I'll whiz through marketing very quickly. So this is kind of the next thing really for us, and one of the major things, so target audience, we're going to very much target what we call empty nesters, so active 55 plus, and then secondly kind of mini breakers, because we'll be marketing out of season but also out of kind of the holiday season. It will be less about families and more about couples, young and yeah, and then as I've said already, kind of day trips, short stay visitors. So one of the main thing I think is that how do we shift perception of Cornwall as a summer destination, and we've been looking at can we be playful with this idea of out of season, and so we've just, these are just, I'm just going to share this with you, it's the very beginnings of something, but the rationale is that a winter break in Cornwall is completely different experience to the summer. Some say it's quiet, cold, a closed shop, but they'd be wrong. Experience Penzance and Marazion wants to challenge the preconceptions about the best time to visit Cornwall by contrasting the negative perceptions about season tourism with the very real, often surprising benefits of visiting without the crowds. So we've kind of come up with this idea of adventure, about uniqueness of the autumn and winter. And this is little kind of snapshots of the kind of trying to be playful and humorous about some things that might be considered negative. So, you know, the bad weather, but this is weather worth talking about. Experience Wild Cornwall this winter. You can imagine, you know, really a dramatic picture of a storm, or as the nights get darker, the stars get brighter. So this idea of you know, experiencing kind of the environment in a different way. In terms of so marketing tactics, so what are we doing? We're gathering at the moment all the contents for a marketing campaign for Penzance and Marazion and West Cornwall. So we're creating photography, creating new copy, we're going to be producing videos. But the bulk of our work is we are creating pre-booking inspiration on 3 micro sites, which will feature experiences and activities that will be packaged in itineraries, themed itineraries. And then we'll have a small comms campaign and some social media. And so the microsites, these will be on Visit Cornwall's website, marazion.info and Love Penzance, mostly because it makes complete sense to use kind of where consumers are already going to find out about these areas. And the microsites will be, you know, very visible at the forefront of these websites in the kind of early autumn season. And I've just shown you here a little snapshot of the one for Marazion, and then we have themed themes that I'll go through now. So we've identified these kind of 6 themes, which are adventure, coast, culture, heritage, feasts and environment. And within these, you'll be able to go into kind of more in depth, and we're working on itineraries at the moment where you'll be either able to book experiences, that the ones that are paid for, or you'll be able to, that it also will include kind of free activities, things that you can do as part of your travel to the area. So this is kind of the next step for us, and what we're working on at the moment. We're gathering kind of activities and experiences and packaging them into itineraries and working on the marketing campaign. I think that's it from me. But so if you want to be in touch with about the project or anything, this is our email. And is there any questions?
I've got a couple of questions actually that have been put forward, Celine.
Okay.
Is the project only for Penzance and Marazion?
So I'll go back. So yes, this is what I was saying at the very beginning. So while we've been concentrating on Penzance and Marazion, kind of in the early stages of the project, we're actually kind of expanding it to the secondary location in this last year. And it's very much about West Penwith and about Penzance being the gateway to West Cornwall and the gateway to kind of the, this really amazing wild and rugged landscape.
Okay, that's lovely. Will you be able to share the slides with all our delegates?
Yes.
Lovely. And if we want to take part, what help can we get as a business?
In terms of business engagement, so I'll just go through that again. So yes, as I said, there's lots of trainings, there's lots of one-to-ones, and the best is to be in touch with us directly through our email. And basically, we're doing a lot of one-to-ones with businesses and kind of taking people on a bit of a journey of because what we have found is that actually running things through autumn and winter is quite a challenge for quite a lot of local businesses. That actually there's a lot of habits to be changed. There's a lot of, but it's like a long-term kind of goal, and so we're working with people to take them through step-by-step changes, I guess. And the other thing is we have a newsletter. And it's really worth signing up to that. That can be found on, if you put experience Penzance and Marazion, it takes you to our Let's Talk page, and there's a sign up for the newsletter there. But we do quite a lot of regular updates, especially on our training sessions and any opportunities that come through the network as well, because we have this kind of network with other destinations. There's quite a lot of tools and materials around sustainable tourism that we then share through the newsletter. So, yeah.
And how do we find out about all the training sessions that you are running, and are there any costs involved?
So it's all free, and it's usually, so we run quite a lot of the in-person and online training with Cornwall 365. And we're probably going to be running the future ones through that too. And so, yeah, it's looking out for any kind of adverts around that, and signing up to the newsletter is the best way to find out.
And can any businesses be involved, or just within the catchment area?
Any businesses can be involved, okay. Yeah.